We have a pretty incredible phenomena happening right now in our world. And as someone who has not had any interest, and I mean like zip, zero, nada, actually go the opposite direction when it comes to politics and that whole world, I am now obsessed. I am now immersed. I am now so fascinated and interested because we are finally talking about health. We are finally talking about our well-being. We are finally talking about the system that is making so many people sick. And we are watching before our very eyes it begin to crumble. We are watching before our very eyes it being exposed. We are watching before our very eyes that these corporations who are so focused on greed and money and these financial resources at the expense of the populace well-being. And so, I'm fascinated. I'm interested. I'm watching this and I'm excited that this is where we're now going. We are now exposing the things that a lot of us have already seen and known for many years. And we're really bringing this to the light for the people who have not had the time or the resources or the energy or the awareness or the exposure to be able to see that these corporations, that this society that we have built is poisoning us. That we live in a world where it is far more expensive and costs double the price to buy things without chemicals. Because organic just literally means that it's not sprayed with chemicals, but it's still sprayed with other toxins and we've gotten to this point where we have to worry and be cautious and be looking at everything because we don't know what is in anything anymore. This is a problem. And I myself have been, my gosh, like it's one thing to be informed and it's another thing to be consumed. And I've really played and straddled that dance over the years of being informed versus being consumed. Because here's the thing, in order to create change, we have to be aware of what the problem is. However, if we really looked at all of the concerns and all of the chemicals and all of the things going wrong, it would be pretty grim. It would be pretty doom and gloom, and there really wouldn't be a whole lot of hope for us and our perspective on humanity. Now, here's the thing, and here's why that's a really good thing. Because when we get to that place, it's like when I tune in and see it, we're now at the tipping point. The tipping point in which things have to change. Things have to change now that all of these are being exposed. These are now being talked about on mainstream media. These are now being talked about to the masses. There are people who are still fighting for and saying that Roundup is okay. That Roundup causes no health issues when we have literally physical data to now prove that it has led to Alzheimer's and cancer and dementia and incredible gut issues, all of these things that lead to terminal illness. We're becoming aware of the things that we're injecting in our body are not supporting us. This is mind-blowing to so many people, and yet for a lot of people, we're just so grateful that this is now becoming out into the masses, that people are now having this awareness and this really owning and claiming of their power and of their trust and their realization that my doctor might not have my best interest at heart. My doctor might just be trained by the higher ups in the pharmaceutical and that ultimately doctors are trained how to prescribe pharmaceuticals. And what do pharmaceuticals do? Pharmaceuticals block your body's innate wisdom. This is not medical advice. I'm not telling you to get off of any of your prescriptions and medications. Please consult whoever you trust with your health. But this is all happening in order to bring us back to our truth, in order to bring us back to our power. And this is what I've seen with many clients, and I saw with myself. I went to the doctors, I went to the medical doctors, I went to the specialists. The specialist said, I've never seen this before, this is so rare, this is so weird, you might want to go to this specialist, and then that specialist said, go to this specialist, and then they ran these tests and diagnostics, and they said, oh, everything looks okay, I think you'll be fine. So then I started going to naturopaths. They ran blood work, and they said, you need this supplement, and this supplement, and this supplement, and the supplements weren't agreeing with my body, but they said, oh, but you just need them. And so then my body started talking louder and screaming louder, and all of these other reactions started coming out. And so I was left at this place of, oh, No one's going to heal me. No one's going to heal me. And the reason why there are so many uncurable things happening in the world now is not because you're uniquely flawed. It's not because you're uniquely special. It's not because there's anything wrong with you. It's because we are being called to look at things deeper. We are being called to look at the energetics. We are being called to connect with God. We're being called up to connect with God and realize that we have the power of God, Source Divine, in our body. We are all literally little gods running around forgetting we're God. Forgetting and thinking that the power is outside of us, thinking that the power is in someone who wears a white jacket and who is hypnotizing us into thinking that they are more powerful because they have a certificate. And now, here's the thing. A lot of naturopaths and a lot of doctors go into this realm because they care. They want to help people. You wouldn't waste and spend 4 and 8 and 12 years of your life if you didn't want to help people. So we don't have anything, there's no ill intent and none of that against doctors. They wanted to help. They wanted to help. They just weren't taught the tools to help. That is where the problem lies. And here's the thing. Doctors nowadays, they could not possibly be taught how to combat and reverse all of the chemicals that are brand new, all of the pathogens that are brand new, because we're spraying things on our hands, hand sanitizer on our hands 24/7, and so now we don't have the bacteria on our hands to kill things, and we're also ejecting things of all types of things in our bodies, and so our body is confused and attaching danger and I'm not safe onto all of these things, and we now have all of these non-native EMFs that are causing us to be in a state of fight or flight all the time, along with our work, along with things have to crumble, things have to break, things have to fall so that we can rebuild them with the foundation of God, with the foundation of the remembrance that what I do to myself, I do to another, what I do to another, I do to myself. And that our precious earth is talking to us. We are not meant to be dumping chemicals on her. We are not meant to be poisoning her and therefore poisoning ourselves. We cannot poison the earth without similarly and simultaneously poisoning ourselves. We cannot poison the sky without simultaneously poisoning ourselves. We are not a science experiment. We are not something that we should be taking and ingesting and consuming and eating things that are made in a lab. You are from the earth. And it is time, and I am so excited that we are finally waking up as a collective to see these gaping, massive holes that no one has been talking about on a collective large scale. They were all saying people were conspiracy theorists when they said that what they're spraying in the sky is bad and what they're pouring on the food is bad. And now we're seeing, oh, those are chemicals. And the body doesn't like chemicals, and the earth doesn't like chemicals. And so the body is going to speak, and so the earth is going to speak. And we think that, oh, we just need another drug and another chemical for that chemical. It's not the answer, and it's not the solution. The solution is getting back to our basics, back to who we are, back to the knowing that we are God, Source Divine, and that we can't out chemical and out pharmaceutical and out supplement and any of these things. Many of us have had to really go on this long journey of disappointment, of confusion, of anger, of sadness, of deep pain from the system, from not being able to find answers. Because they are not equipped to give us answers in this time and age that we are living in, where there are more chemicals and more problems than ever before. And ultimately, we need to come back home. We need to balance our nervous system. We need to come into a deep faith. We need to not numb out. And so I'm so grateful that we're beginning to see steps taken. They're having conversations in the government now talking about this. And I'm just so grateful. And so as we come to this time and place and space, it can be really easy to continue or think that everything is going wrong because it's crumbling, it's falling. But we're now rebuilding. There are the signs that we have the opportunity to now rebuild. But it takes all of us. It takes all of us coming together and coming into this unity consciousness, into this collective consciousness that we get to all support each other in this, and that as you take care of yourselves, you're taking care of another. And so that's also why I created these health reports. I created health reports because I saw over and over and time and again when people will come to me, they say, I've been to doctor after doctor, healer after healer, and I'm not getting healed. I'm not healthy. I'm still struggling, and I have more problems than when I started. That was also me. So I created a health report because this is the blueprint to your soul, because health is about so much more than just what you eat. We're finally taking care of that. We're finally bringing awareness to that on a collective level. But imagine going to your doctor and them saying, oh, it looks like you're not fulfilled in your life. It looks like you should actually be doing a different route in your career. It looks like your relationship is actually impacting your liver because of all of the anger that you have on a daily basis towards your partner. And that's what's actually causing your inability to digest your food. Your doctor's not going to tell you that. But when we have a little chit chat with your higher self, with your body, with your soul, now you have these answers. And now not only do you have the answers, because the answers in and of themselves are fine, but we want the solutions. We want to be able to know how to remedy all of this. And so we'll give you the remedy. I will give you the remedy. I will lead you and guide you to this so that you can have your own power. You will have your own strength. You will have your own knowing power coming back into your physical body, because you are a child of God, source divine of the universe. Therefore, you are fully equipped with everything that you need to heal. My job is to remind you of that and to show you that and to lead you back to that. My goal is not to put a Band-Aid on you and have your symptoms go away for a little bit and then come back with more. No, we want you healed. We want you to experience the fullness of life, because when you have your health, you have the ability to enjoy and experience the expansion, the vibrancy, and the vitality in your body and in all aspects of your life. So more details for that will be below. And with that, I am sending you all infinite love and light.